In this video, we're going to look at an answer for Lab07. So Lab07 has you go through and add error handling code to the file. So I'm going to add error handling code, and so what I'll do is I'll come over and I will start by doing a save as. I'll call it 7.2, and I'll just make a little changelog note here. And the date, and what I'm doing. Okay, so that would be a start, and of course I would have other things up here, such as my dev name and the description. All that prefix header stuff that we talked about. That I haven't gotten around to doing so far. Okay, so with the mission statement, if you would, already defined what I'm trying to accomplish, I'd go through and I'd look for opportunities to put error handling. So I'm looking for places where things could go wrong. Well, certainly, one thing that could go wrong would be trying to open the file. So I'll put a try block around this. And I want to be careful that that variable is not defined in the try block. It's defined outside of it, so I can use it. So that should be fine. And let's see, read the data. Actually, I think I'll just go ahead and put all of this in there. Now remember, if you didn't make functions, that was perfectly fine. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure, let's see, I set that to none, so I'm going to use that finally block. I'll make an except block first. Okay, and then finally block. Okay, so oops. If it's not equal to none, go ahead and close it. I think that'll work. I don't need all this extra space. I probably should put comments in there, but another time. Let's see, open the file. So yeah, I think this will be a general place to put it. So now in each of my methods, I probably want to go ahead and do the same thing. I want to have a try block. And then an except block. And finally is optional. If there's no cleanup code, and I don't see any cleanup code here, I don't really need it. And in this method, I'll put one also. It's considered a best practice to have some structured error handling in all your methods or functions you make. Now, I also probably want to go ahead and use the exception option. So I can put in some custom error message. And right now I'll just simply go through and let it extract out the data, the actual message. Remember, this object is actually contains a function called string. And if I do that, it will extract out the string of text. And let's see, what can I do to make this thing not work? Well, I lost my train of thought. So anyway, so the underscore string, I'm trying to figure out how to break this. Let's see, that would be a syntax. What can I do? Lower X. Maybe if I do something weird on the input. How about I convert it to an integer or something like that? Let's see if that breaks it. Python's real friendly. I think that's why a lot of people like it. So it may not break. We'll find out. And product ID price you want to add. We haven't got to that part yet. So let's put in this an item. Let's type in exit. And did it do anything weird? Yep. We did. So error, invalid literal for integer base 10 exit. So we got an error message. It printed out that because of this piece here, the string, which is basically what happens when you run print. Print actually internally is a function, and what print does is it looks at the object and tries to call the string method. It tries to call that automatically, and that's why sometimes the E all by itself works. And sometimes it doesn't work. This time it worked because the print was able to handle that. If I go through and I put in some kind of text, it just printed out an error message. I didn't get the other one. It's because it couldn't actually translate that over to string. When it saw the operator here, this is considered just an object, and so I need to invoke the toString or the string method by converting it, and then it works. Now, if that made sense to you, fantastic. If not, it won't be the last time we talk about it. This is just an introduction. Okay, so anyway, I'm done breaking code. So I've got a try except block in here. I've got a try except block in here. And I've got one here. And what I could do, just use that same code all the way through. What I could do is I could make more than one try except block depending on what type of errors I get. So for example, when I try to open the file here, I should get a specific type of error message. So according to this is error number 2. Let me take out the try catch block and we'll see what kind of error comes up. Oh, come on, you should be giving me an error message of some type. Oh, it's because I didn't take out the indentation. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. So, file not found exception. That's the type of exception we should be getting. So now it's just a matter of do Control Z to put all my code back. Got all of that. Okay, so now I should be able to go through and make a special exception specifically for the file not found error. Now, because the variables have block scope, I should be able to go ahead and reuse E for both of them. I don't have to have a different name for each one. Okay, let's see what happens. Error number 2, no such file in directory product such and such. And let me change this around to, and I'm going to just add something here. Please check the file name. And it shows up. So you can see that it's catching on the file not found error and not the accept error, because that wouldn't have that extra piece there. And so on. So again, your code could look wildly different than mine, but the methodology of going through and just kind of adding a try-catch block and then seeing what kind of errors you can make, and then after you find the name of the class or the type of error you get, you can make a specific block for that and then make a custom error message for it. If you got just the try-except block wrapped around your code, that was perfectly fine. Not a big deal. This gets much easier with practice. But it is a very good tool to know about, so I would strongly encourage you going forward to get practice using try-except every time you make a program. Okay, I think that's all I can think of to say about this exercise, so we'll move on to the next video. See you there.